Money green.
Money.
Blue.
Money.
Red.
Money. Funny.
She was in a bit of a confidence.
Yes. She was.
That word is just crazy.
I like it.
What is it?
I don't know.
Falafel? Falafel? I thought that was
That's
food.
the food. Yeah.
Is that all this started from the word kerfuffle.
Yeah, you messed everything
What
up
was
with
it?
the word.
What was it?
Kerfuffle.
What?
Kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. Kurt
What
Warner.
is it?
Kerfuffle.
Chad, don't pee on the pants anymore. It's crazy, dude.
Bring out the for shizzle dizzle.
Add another pinch.
Hey, she on there like Salt Bae, which is weird.
Pow.
Me.
Shut.
2, 1. Welcome to Midwest Mayhem. He is Chad Christensen.
What up, y'all?
I am Tron Smith. Man, listen, it's hot. I just got to start with that. It is
hot.
extremely hot. We had this conversation off air, which a lot of kind of went left, so we had to wait to start this thing. But it is hot, man. So what I will share with everybody is you just got to be safe, right?
Please be safe.
You got to be safe, and I tell you, if you're out and you still need to purchase a vehicle and you want to be safe, I just want to let you know that here at Wilson Toyota, 2212 South Duff Avenue, we have an indoor showroom. So when it's hot like this, you can always come inside, do things like that. And besides, you want to be treated right, you definitely want to be here. So Wilson Toyota, 2212 South Duff Avenue, just a short drive from anywhere in the metro. And if you want to keep up with what we're doing, by all means, Instagram and Twitter,
yes,
at Wilson of Ames. And if you are a Facebook TikToker, that is at Wilson Toyota of Ames. Check us out. And of course, if you really want to get hot and get down with the big dog, right? That's 2 G's when you're as big as I am. At Big Strong. 2 G's when you're as big as I am. And at Big Strong 1 on that Insta chat.
That's hot.
It's hot, bro.
I
mean, it's like Nelly
we're
said.
not Arizona hot. But we're hot.
Hey,
Arizona's hot.
It's close. Arizona, my daughter says it's hot. She said they putting water in the pools down there. Now, I don't know what kind of money you got where you can put the pool water with ice in it.
Whoa.
Can you imagine that?
Wow.
I mean, you throwing slabs of ice in the pool.
Yeah.
It's 114
That's
outside. Hot. That means you sitting in boiling water like a rotisserie chicken, right? I was looking at the picture of Bill Cosby over there. It's kind of weird. Anyway.
Hey, there's been a lot happening.
No,
with us around town.
Yeah,
I mean the state.
Well, you really do have to check us out. I mean, when you go to our Instagram and our Twitter account, Facebook, and TikTok, you're going to see. We had a great time with Ragbri that came
crazy.
through Iowa, and that's a great. When you think about the fun. In the sun, of course,
right.
But the commitment that group, 60,000,
yeah,
they said rode through, and they go river to river or something like that.
They do river to river, border to border, and it's crazy. You know, we had about 90 on our block again. They were gone by 6 a.m. Gone.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
To the next trip,
I'm gonna give a big shout out to our Ragbriar.
Oh yes,
Listen, Rhiannon did her thing, man.
She did.
I mean, 50 miles.
And it was like 98.
She was a trooper. She was a trooper, man. I told her afterwards, I was like, I don't know that I could have pulled that one off.
Right.
I mean, she got here and she rode and she was good calls. I mean, I got to say, man, much respect and thank you for representing Wilson Toyota. She did a great job. And I'll tell you, you need to check her out on Instagram. I'll get something posted on our site. She had a little... if you actually follow her through that thing, there was a little savings for her. Her customers.
There was.
Yeah, we'll get somebody to put that up there. See if you can't save yourself a few dollars for following her on Ragbri. And the other thing that you're going to find that we did that I thought was awesome, right? The Toyota Test Drive Tour. Right, came through Wilson Toyota.
Yeah, we weren't sure what was going to happen either. I mean, we just didn't know until it started to roll.
Well, it was
and
rolling.
then once it started rolling,
Well, we had over 100 people
It's crazy.
come through the store in one day, and it gave them an opportunity to drive Toyota's new products. The all-new Grand Highlander, which is awesome, unbelievable.
fantastic vehicle.
I mean, very good idea, mindset. The Prius, which if I put the Prius just on a normal corner and took all the logos off, no one would know it's
they
a
had
Prius.
no clue what it is. I call it the Bullet.
Yeah, that's kind of a good thing, but a very good looking, very good performing car,
Sleek, baby.
and probably the number one stunner of the whole group, the Toyota Crown.
Oh, yes.
For a lot of people that hadn't seen that vehicle,
Beautiful sedan.
That thing is replacing the Avalon, or attempting to replace the
Right.
Avalon. I don't think that it's replacing. I think it's in place of. It's just different. What a car!
People are shocked when they get in it. People are shocked when they got in the Grand Highlander. Is it really what they say it is? Everyone was questioning until they got in it and drove it.
Yeah,
Didn't matter which vehicle.
third row seat in the Grand Highlander, great. It's kind of weird. They also brought us a all-wheel drive Sequoia Platinum.
Correct.
And I was a little hesitant when they said they were bringing that, because I was thinking to myself, hasn't the Sienna been around for a little while, redesigned? But no, it hasn't in reality.
It was super popular as far as the drive.
Well, you can't beat the space, you can't beat the performance, and the
Right.
one thing that I realized is that a lot of people, because of the styling, they don't know that it's still a minivan,
Right.
but it is still a
Right.
minivan, and it's always hybrid, which
That
is
is
a
correct.
big thing. So if you're looking for a 7-8 passenger and you want a minivan, but you don't want a minivan, you definitely need to check out the Toyota Sienna. And when we talk about all hybrid, we're talking really good gas mileage for a vehicle of that size and great
Correct.
space and engineering. So you want to check that out. And then, of course, the
Yes.
Sequoia. Right?
Yes.
The big dog of them all.
Right. The beast of all
I call the
beasts.
Sequoia the BIGG, just like me, of the Toyota product.
Hey, you know when it's coming.
But
You see it coming down
Here's
the
another
road.
thing. All hybrids.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was
the
just
thing
going to
that-
say. Every vehicle we had was hybrid based.
Yeah.
And people were just shocked at the quality of the car, the ride of the vehicle, and the gas mileage.
Yeah.
People were shocked.
And
it was awesome.
I won't get into the logistics. This isn't the podcast to get into the difference between hybrid versus EV and things like that. I think that is a great podcast that we need to probably dive into. And I'll tell you, when we get there, we will not talk the political side of it. We will
Right.
talk the factual side of
Right.
it. But that is a thing. But it's good for Toyota's thought process to be thinking about how to have everything hybrid going forward. But I want to give a shout out to the region, the Kansas City region. And I know we talk about those guys a lot, but how in touch with the way world is for them to come out with an idea to say, let's have a Toyota test drive tour. And let's find our new products and let's put them out there so we can have our dealers bring in their customers to drive these vehicles. I mean, great idea by the Toyota region to do that. And you got to give those guys kudos over there. And then I got to give, Riley and Haley kudos for putting that thing together. We talked about it, man. We don't have an idea of what the work it took to get into that.
No.
We got to see the outcome, but we didn't see the process.
Yeah, and when the doors opened, it kind of floodgated, right? There was just people everywhere all of a sudden, and they took control, and you go to A, you go to B, let's keep it rolling.
They had it under control.
And I actually want to shout out to all the customers who showed up too.
Yeah.
Because it was some new customers. It was customers that have been with us a long time. I think they thoroughly enjoyed it. But the opportunity to see what's out there and see what they can get into, which fits their lifestyle, was just awesome. And for us as a dealership, obviously there were the benefits, right? People sat down and placed preferences, and I want this car. We had people say, I want these two cars while they were here. I mean, it was awesome.
The smart ones did, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
time to do that, but
Exactly.
it really did give them an opportunity to do that, and awesome. I mean, it really was a good thing by Toyota.
Right.
Again, staying in touch, and the region coming in and bringing in, and then a couple of days later, I happened to look at my Insta chat. And I just got to address this because we're talking about the region right now.
Oh, yeah.
I
know where
looked
you're
at my
going with this,
Insta
too.
chat, and in my Insta chat, I received a message from a gentleman out of the region.
This is a call out.
I'm talking to you by the name, and I'm using names here.
Oh, we're throwing it out
That's
there.
that's how
Yes.
big I am. I'm
I
using
think
names.
you should get him.
I was called out by a gentleman by the name of Adam Benlin, right? And Adam attacked me for not inviting him to be on our podcast.
That's what I heard.
Now,
That's what I heard.
Now, I'm gonna pat him on the back a little bit. He is the kind of caliber gentleman that absolutely I want him on my podcast because Adam and I go way back. He's a great person, unbelievable guy. When we talk about Adam, I'm gonna get him on the show before I spill the beans about who Adam is, what he does. But
Right.
he called me out, and I had the opportunity to put Adam on this podcast.
We thought we had him.
And I know that there's Kentucky Fried, there's Popeyes, there's Slim, and there's Cane's, and what do all of them have in common? They're all chickens.
Bunch of chickens out there.
A bunch of chickens. So I'm not calling Adam. I mean, I'm not technically coming out saying he's a chicken.
No, no.
But look at all those chickens. Right. So, hey, it's an open invite. I always got room for my friend Adam. Whenever he feels like it, maybe we'll figure out some kind of Zoom call or something like that.
We'll get him up.
We
here.
need to get him on because he would be a great addition, a great guy to talk to on this podcast. Again, coming out the wonderful Kansas City region. Like I said, they're always in touch and always thinking forward. A lot of that has to do with Adam and the way he thinks forward thinking, and those guys and Royce and all those guys over there. So, whenever Adam wants to come on and join us, I would love for him to do that. And when he does that, I would love to have a conversation about today's market. Ooh, yeah. I kind of threw that out there.
I didn't know we were going there yet.
Just kind of hit you right in the face with that, right? Well, I think it's one of those conversations that it needs to be had.
I think it should be had.
Right? It needs to. So
awareness.
Well, here I'm gonna be before we get into.
You're gonna throw me right out there, aren't you? Here we go.
I want people to be aware, and I'm not gonna use any names, but you have a product that you like to purchase, and you were ranting prior to us getting on here about
I've been
this
upset
product.
for 2 days about the situation that I'm in.
Okay. No,
I'm not going to say
use
the
product name.
Yeah, I can't say the product.
I want to know what your frustration is.
So, for years and years and years, I've been a loyal customer of this product. And when I say years, 20 or more.
40.
Maybe 40. But the point is, I've been loyal. I enjoy. I stayed. And then all of a sudden, the market changed. Things have happened. And I'm questioning, after all these years, should I stay or should I go?
Why, though?
Because the price point of the product has significantly increased for no reason.
I disagree.
I knew you were going to say that.
I disagree, homeboy.
There's no way
you
have these kind of jumps.
It must have been. It must have been you, Fred, and Bam Bam living in the same cave that missed everything going up in price.
It was true.
Listen, everything is more expensive.
I know everything is.
The thing that gets me is how can you be upset and amazed that what you think is just because it's your product, it's not going to be more expensive?
One, yes, because it's my product. And two, just be consistent. That's all I'm saying. No, it's not consistent.
Hey, here's the deal. No. This is what's wrong, right? This is what's wrong with our market right now. Listen, everything is going uphill. You build something, it's uphill. You eat something, it's uphill. You want to get gas, it's uphill. We're all paying attention to things inflating.
Oh, so okay, how come my paycheck hasn't gone up?
Oh, we can talk about that too, right? And hey, just know who said that.
I already know who said that.
But that's something that you got to pay attention to our consumers. You got to understand that the market everything is kind of inflating.
Right.
And so here's what I'm going to tell you when we start talking about the market. And we talk about the product that you have. And yeah, it's frustrating that it's going up. But listen, it's costing them more to make it, so it's going to cost you more to purchase it. And it's the same thing in the automotive industry.
It is. And I'm not even saying just that particular product. I went to the store last night, and just to get steaks to grill out was $27 for 2 steaks.
Oh, I went and got Spam, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we on 2 different levels.
I didn't realize it was going to be that much money until I went up, and I was like, and beep, and I was like, can you return that, please?
Yeah, I mean, I got Spam and some
man.
noodles, some ramen noodles, man. I mean, I don't know what you got. Some steak. I don't
even believe that. I don't even believe that.
But the thing about this is, so we know that the market is inflating. Right?
It is changing.
We know that it's changing. We know that everything is costing more. So I don't know why you or any other consumer or myself should be amazed when you go in to buy that special product you have and it costs you more.
And I'll tell you why I was amazed. Because it's a weekly purchase, and last week it wasn't there.
Daily.
This week it is there. And I'm like, wait a minute. Where's the communication that there's going to be changes? Where's the updates? Where's the did you know? Nothing.
Hey,
just
here's my question.
Take my money.
Here's my question. Is it worth it?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. For almost 30 years, we're not going to 40, by the way. For 30 years, it didn't matter what the price was.
Is it worth it
and
right now?
And now I'm debating
So you don't see the value in the product in
Not-
which you've been
not like I used-
around.
not like I used
and
to.
that's what you're going to see in the market.
That's not what I'm
so
used to.
understand this, that the value in the product is what sets the price.
I agree with that.
Right?
Right.
If you don't see the value in anything that you purchase, pay
Right.
attention, salespeople. If you don't see the value in the product in which you're purchasing,
Right.
then the price isn't worth it. So
Right.
we have to do a better job. That product line has to do a better job of marketing and advertising to you and reminding you
Right.
why that product is worth whatever price tag they've put on it. Now, inflation is a thing.
I agree with that.
Inflation is a thing, right? I mean, it's one of those things that I'm with you. Maybe your paycheck should go up, but that's a whole nother topic, right? Here's what I'll tell you. Anytime you want a raise, I will give you a raise. Sell more cars.
I will.
That's
As soon as we get done with this podcast,
sell more cars.
I'm going
right?
to have to sell 2 more cars just to stay with what I was doing.
We have to make sure that our salespeople understand. This is what we have to go back
Right.
to in our industry, right? We have to go back to old school, knowing your product knowledge, right? We
Agreed.
have to know the days of us. First of all, we should never been in a situation where we don't explain to our customers what they're getting for their dollar.
Right.
Right. It amazes me how many times I can ask a random salesperson, and I'm talking Toyota world, what the star safety system is,
Right.
and they can't
Right.
tell me. Right.
Right.
For me, it's like, man, you have missed the fact that there's value in these products.
Right.
To let the consumer know.
Right.
So same thing. We have to go back to being able to teach people the product knowledge. Our salespeople, sales managers, listen. Stop being lazy. Get
Right.
off your butts. Get in the offices. Have a training class. Teach your salespeople how to learn product knowledge. How to
Right.
put it down. Feature, function, benefit.
Value.
100.
You've
Listen,
said it over and over.
you're gonna need
and
it.
I'm going to agree with you, not only in our industry, but to the consumer out there. There's a reason why things are happening, right? I understand why my situation is what it is with what I'm purchasing. But for the consumers out there, understand what's happening in the market. Understand when you're going out to purchase, whether it's a loaf of bread or a car or a home, you're going to, well, you better do your research. Let's
Here's
just
what
put
I'm
it
gonna
that
tell
way.
you. This is what the consumer. I want you all consumers to pay attention to. Salespeople, sales managers, pay attention to it as well as owners. Listen, it's going to come down to the value of the product, but it's also going to come down to the value of the dealership.
Right.
Customer service. How are you treating those customers? Listen, they can buy a car wherever they want.
And they will.
And now that if you're not Toyota, whoever you are, there's
Right.
product on the ground.
Right.
So they can go and purchase a car. So there's got to be value in the way that you treat that customer. You know, you can't just say what you want to say and send them down the road
Right.
because they're going to come to me and listen. I'm going to give them the Wilson experience and they're never coming back. When you come to me and purchase a car, you are no longer in the market ever again.
Right.
You now belong to me because I'm
Right.
going to give you the experience to make sure that I sell you everything
That's right.
forever.
And that's right.
That's the point. That's what I want to do. I want you to have that kind of experience. But and also to do that, I need to make sure that you understand the value in the product. Now that doesn't mean that your walk around sounds like this. Hey, here's that white car with the black leather, sunroof wheels. Let's drive it.
Right.
Okay. If that's the salesperson, if that is your walk around as a salesperson, a sales manager, if that's what you're getting when you're listening, hopefully you're listening, right? It's time for you to get in the closed door. It's time for you to train so the consumer understands what they're getting in their product. Where's the value?
Agreed.
Right? It's what set the price. Agreed. You also have to make sure that you are treating customers with the respect that they deserve. Okay. If you are the type of dealership, and I'm just going to say this, we're not this dealership.
Right.
All right, never have been, never will be. No matter what the market does, we're always going to take care of our customers first. But if you're the type of dealership that said, hey, I'm in control right now, and I'm going to do whatever I want and treat you how I want to treat you, and if you don't want to buy, so what, the next guy will.
Yeah, and they're out there.
I'm going to tell you this. The next 3 years, you did it to yourself.
And we keep, and you and I keep having these conversations daily about businesses that are falling off, disappearing, right? And people don't understand why. But we talk about it all the time. And it's a multiple, I don't even know how to say it. It's multiple things building up over time and people not realizing what's happened to them until it's too late.
Yeah.
And they don't have time to react and the game's over.
Hey, by the time you wake
It's
the
over.
bear, he already done tore you up, right?
That's right, done.
So here's
It's
the thing.
over.
This is what dealers miss. And this is some of them. I'm not even going to look. Some of them, let me tell you where you are right now. Man, the market was tight. You didn't have cars, so you decided you were going to sell everything over $5,000 over MSRP. But this is what you didn't think, right? This is what you missed.
Yeah.
Because the average person only drives a car 3 years, eventually 3 years they're going to want to trade that car, and you charge them $5,000 over plus the depreciation that they were already going to get. Guess what? They are no longer in the market. They're upside down, and when they come to you, they want you to explain to them why they're there.
Yeah. And if we think about where we're at, We're 3 years out.
Listen.
We're 3 years out.
Listen, dealers, listen to me. The time has come for you to pay the piper. We are here right now.
Yep.
Everything, whether you threw out good things and you took care of your customers 3 years ago, or you
Yep.
threw out chaos
Yep.
and you did whatever you could because that's where you wanted to be. It's time to pay the piper.
Right.
They're coming back. We're in that 3-year window, and they want to know why they sit where they sit, and
Right.
what are you going to do about it?
Right. And that's exactly, it comes right back to what are we going to do about it?
What are we?
Right? But and here's what I want to address, because this is the reason I wanted to bring some of this up. The consumer also has to realize, and this is just my opinion on this, when you go out, and we talked about the value again, or was it that I had to have it right now and it didn't matter what it costs? When you paid $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 over the price of MSRP, and now you want to get out of it, you've put yourself in a really bad situation.
You know
too.
what? I disagree.
The customer, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
Homeboy.
You're going to say it wasn't the consumer, it was the dealership.
100%.
And I get that.
100%.
I get that.
100%. It wasn't the consumer.
I get that.
It was the dealer. And
I
you know
get
what?
that.
We talk about our industry, and we talk about changing who we are. We talk about the fact that before you got in this industry, you thought that every salesperson was going to rip you off and they were a snake.
It's true.
And when you came in, you were like, that's not me. And
Right.
then you went out there when the consumer needed you most, when they
That's
needed
right.
you most to be fair, to be
Yeah.
just fair,
Yeah.
you ripped them
And
off.
I was going to say, and you weren't fair. You weren't even remotely close.
Now
to
they
fair.
want to know why. Well, let me
Yeah.
tell you something.
Yeah.
3 years ago, we had this conversation.
We did.
And Danny Wilson, the guy that owns this store, said, there is no way we would ever do that to our customers. And we're not going to. And we watched dealers after dealer mark cars up and put all this bad omen out there. And you know what? That guy stuck to his guns and said, we're going to be who we said we are.
And you knew it was becoming a pandemic in a pandemic. Can I say that? Because when we're fielding calls from all over the country, simply asking the question of, are you really selling it at MSRP?
That's crazy.
Is that not crazy?
You know what? They have to pay the price now, right? You know, here's a sad thing. I keep saying they, but it's all, it's the industry as a whole.
It's going to be
right?
the whole industry.
It's you know, here's what I want. I want every consumer to remember.
Right.
I want you to start remembering right now the past 3 years and how you were treated by your. And you know what the crazy thing? I've talked to people that said, I've purchased, this is my local dealer that I've purchased from forever.
Right.
And now here we are in this spot when I was like, I'm gonna keep saying this, when I need them to be fair most. When the world, when everything is slowing down and everything, and I might
Everything's
need a
getting
car.
tight.
I might need a car,
Right.
or rather, I want a car. It doesn't
Right.
matter. But I'm going to you because I trust you. And here you are. You mark me up because you can.
Right.
Not because you. See,
Well, that's what I was just going to say.
So here's the thing. It's different if you would have had to,
Right.
right? If the
Right.
manufacturer would have just automatically hiked everything up, then that's
Right.
different. Now you have
Right.
to.
Yeah.
Right? It was the dealer's discretion.
It was a choice.
It was a choice.
It was a choice.
And you know what? Consumers, when you decide to buy over the next 3,
Right.
now that we're in this,
Right.
it's your choice where you choose to buy from.
That's right.
But when you get to those dealers, when you get to the Wilson Toyotas at 2212 South Duff Avenue, short drive from anywhere to Metro, when you get there, the one thing I will ask you is just remember who put you there.
Right.
We're trying to help you out of it.
Right.
Just remember who put you there. Don't be mad at us
And
because
I'm
we're
going to
telling
say
you the
too,
truth.
the consumer,
who put you there.
Be prepared for a conversation that's a real conversation, right?
Well, yeah.
This is where you're at. This is where the market's at. This is what's happened. I mean, it's going to be a tough conversation for some salespeople, some managers.
I'm going to tell you this. My salespeople won't say that's a bad dealer. My salespeople won't say
No.
they did you wrong.
No.
My salespeople are going to do whatever it takes to help you get out of that
That's right.
situation. Right? That's what
right.
we're here to do. That's the way we're going to do
That's right.
business. We're always going to do business that way. I'm just telling you that now that we're here, we need to, as an industry,
Right.
we need to start thinking about how do we climb out of this hole that some of us made bad decisions and put us in.
Right.
You know, I know that Toyota's thinking to themselves, man, how do we, from a Toyota financial services standpoint, how do we put our customers in a better situation because we know the wave is coming.
Oh,
You know,
it's coming.
In our dealership, we're
Correct.
talking to ourselves. I mean, think about this, man. Think about all the cars through the pandemic that some manufacturers decided they were going to make and then decontent.
That's right.
So now you got a car that you charge $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 over that you decontented
That's
in
right.
the middle of it, and now that car's in the market.
And
it's coming
if
back.
people don't think that it's not happening, I had a person call me that did not have the heated seats button in their
100%.
vehicle and wanted to know how much it was going to cost them because they wanted out of the car.
Well, it's a thing, but again, I think about as an industry as a whole, these are decisions that need to be made, and it's a tough decision. Listen, no matter where you are in the market,
it's a tough spot.
It's a tough decision, and it's all that. Some guys are like, "Well, I'm going to make it while the sun's shining." Well, my friend, here comes the clouds and the storm.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
People will. I'm going to tell you, people will remember.
Yes, I agree.
This is the time.
And the thing is, and you said it at the beginning of this thing, you better put your selling shoes back on because you're going to need them.
You as a sales manager, right? And we train 3 days a week.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And no bluff. This is 100%. We are in front of our salespeople. We're available 3 times a week. 2 of them which are mandatory.
Correct.
Right. Everybody trains. I'm training us all over again on how to negotiate, the feature, function, benefit,
right,
and product knowledge.
Right.
We're right back to the deal.
Yeah.
You better know your product. You better know what the consumer is getting for the money that they're paying or whatever you're asking them for. Right. And if you can't do that, man, you are in trouble because you have a hill to climb.
And this is why I brought up that product that I thoroughly enjoyed for 30 years is they, in my opinion, have done nothing to give me the value. And I'm not talking the dollar amount of the thing, because if I saw them stepping up going, I've got me, let's go. Hey, I'm on there. Let's go. I paid $20. I'll pay $25. You already brought that point up because you asked me if the value is there. It's questioned now. Questioned. And the questioning has never happened in, let's say, 30 years. Let's make it an even real good number, 30 years.
So when is the last time we had a pandemic?
I don't know.
I mean, at some point,
stuff happen.
At some point, you have to realize that when you have something to this magnitude, to where you have it's global. I mean, you have no idea. We don't know what the backlash of that is.
No,
we don't know what it affected and what it didn't. The thing that I bring about your product is, I think everything has went up in price. When milk and eggs are going up in price,
Agreed.
Everything's going up in price. So don't be so surprised that product. Because here's where I'll give that product credit.
Yeah.
They sure did wait a long time to inflate it.
They did.
Right? I mean, because everybody else has been inflated for years.
But here's what I think, and again, without saying much, when you hear and see things that are happening behind the scenes with the same product, then you start to question what's going on.
Well, here's what I say. This is what I love, and I know where you're going, and I'm gonna
I can't say anything,
I'm
but
gonna
I'm
talk
saying
in the
what's
dark.
going
I'm gonna
on.
talk in the dark with you, and then I'm gonna get off this podcast.
All right.
Right. I like to hear the truth straight from the horse's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. People have a tendency now with social media. They can slander or say whatever they want.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's true or if it's not. So if I didn't hear it straight from the horse's mouth,
Right.
I'm gonna ride with my opinion on this deal. So I would tell you, whatever the product is, we've had customers that go out and slander our name, and we know what kind of dealership we are.
Right.
That doesn't make us a bad dealership. That makes him maybe it's a bad experience. So
Right.
just be very mindful of what you know, what other people say, because people are like that. But that's a whole nother topic.
It is.
That's a whole nother day.
It is.
Right. And we're gonna choose that day some other day. But here's what I'm gonna say about this day. Pay attention to the market, pay attention to your salespeople, get them trained, get them ready, because the wave is coming.
Get ready.
If you have any questions or you want to know how things are, if we can help you, right, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Wilson of Ames. If you're a Facebook, TikTok person, we're at Wilson Toyota of Ames. And of course, if you got a question you want to address, right at the get down roll with the big dog, at Big Strong. That's 2 G's when you as big as I am, and at Big Strong 1 on that Insta chat. Holla at your boy.
Hey, and if you're going to holler at him, you need to step up and quit being a chicken.
Yeah, man. Hey, all chickens, holla at your boy, all right? So, hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for listening to us here at Midwest Mayhem. And we'll keep talking about this market thing because it's important. So
it is important.
Thanks again. We will chat next time.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Peace. Kerfuffles.